So a lot to discuss with Bleach 517. So the Zero Squad is here, and wow, it's kind of funny that first of all, there's a lot of we see a lot of the relationships that there's actually some of these people know the Zero Squad in particular, and I think it was Kubo poking fun at the fandom that he knows that he didn't make the Zero Squad look as awesome as everybody had hoped because you have Shinji, he randomly says they're not what I expected to be, and it's really funny that's what a lot of people were saying, and that's Kubo just like poking fun. I know I did that for a reason, so I can't wait to see how badass they really are. Maybe that's a disguise that they have to wear or something so that they could cross over from the Soul King's palace or whatever to Soul Society is a possibility. And overall, it was just really an interesting setup chapter because we got a lot of interesting ties between people. Questions that are like people are wondering what the heck is going on. And when Kyoraku asked them, what are you guys doing here? We start seeing a couple different things. First of all, we see that Byakuya, Renji, and Rukia are in these spears, and apparently they came to grab some of the people from there and bring them to the Soul Palace. And I was thinking, like, what's going on? They're bringing them to the kingdom and whatnot. And the first thing that came to my mind at the end of this chapter was, what if they're trying to... I don't know about the other three people. I'm guessing with the other three people, they just came because they can't be healed by normal people, and that if Byakuya would have stayed there, he would have died eventually. But I'm thinking as far as Ichigo goes, because they're really interested in him, I think that the Soul King wants to recruit him for Squad Zero. Because, I mean, think about it. Ichigo has already surpassed everybody practically. He did what Yamamoto couldn't do with stopping Aizen in the previous arcs. So it's safe to say that they're probably looking at him for Squad Zero. Now, I was with Soifon, to be honest with you, when she was like pissed off, like, you guys see the Serity come be reduced to rubble, and then you guys come afterwards. But that one dude with the long hair, with the Kuwabara hair, like I said last time, he grabs her and says, "Our job is to protect the kings, the Soul King and whatnot. Your job is to protect the Serity." And I thought that was like really interesting. That that's the truth. That's not their job to come down there. They come down there when all else fails. So I think that he made a good point when he grabbed Soifon by the arm and told her that, and that she's bringing disgrace to their name because they couldn't stop what happened to them. So I thought that was really interesting. And we also see the sexy looking Zero Division. Apparently her name is Senshumaru Shutara. Yeah, hard name. And she has some ties with Mayuri because she's came there once before, and apparently Mayuri knows her because he locks his doors, I guess, in particular, so that he could keep her out because she broke into his lab last time. And I'm guessing that she's probably from... well, no, I was going to say from his division, but wasn't his division in particular like recrafted? Because I was going to say maybe she was more so like scientific, but I think that division, when we saw the Turn Back the Pendulum arc, was actually recrafted for him to do this. So I don't know, maybe she just is into that type of stuff, I guess, the laboratory stuff that Mayuri does. But nonetheless, it was interesting to see that they have bonds as well. And pretty much Byakuya is going to come back and fight. I definitely know that already. Now that they're taking him to the kingdom and they're going to heal him, he'll be back to fighting. He'll probably, if things go down in the kingdom, he's going to probably be fighting over there once they heal him. So Byakuya definitely escaped death by far, because I can see now that they're going to heal him over there that he's gonna be fine. Very interesting thing as far as Unohana and one of the captains go. They were talking to her and they told her, now is not the time for you to heal, and you know that, Retsu. So I looked up the word Retsu, and that means dangerous. Unohana is probably strong as hell, and she probably has to be the way she is, calm and, smiling and whatnot, to probably contain something within her. That's one of my big guesses, because to call her dangerous, like, just... why call her dangerous? I think she has something in her that if she starts fighting, she will go crazy, even worse than Kenpachi, and start destroying people really badly, probably even lose her sanity or something, because it just kind of seemed that way. Like, Unohana, we haven't seen her fight this entire time. She's only been healing, even though she's part of the captains and whatnot. And that's what I think it is. I think that when she fights, she'll get out of hand so badly, and she's scared of that. So that's why, Yamamoto even told her, regardless of what, don't come to the battlefield. because he was probably even scared of her losing her sanity or whatnot, or going crazy. And this is all just theories, but I think it kind of adds up why he would call her dangerous. And overall, everything is just solid. One of the things I wanted to note is, why didn't they bring Kenpachi? Because wasn't Kenpachi in a similar state as Byakuya? So are they going to leave Kenpachi to die, or what's going on with that? Because I believe in the text it said that they got Rukia, Byakuya, and Renji. So Kenpachi just leave him to die, or was he not in that bad of a condition after all, or what's up with that? All in all, very interesting chapter. A lot of things discussed. They also taking Ichigo's Bankai as well with them, his Zanpakuto. So I wonder if they're going to heal that as well instead of having him do it by himself. Can't wait to find that out. And then the very ending, another thing is, this was filled with a lot of content and a lot of interesting stuff. I forget the very last page. The guy, apparently that guy from Hueco Mundo, shows up and he's like, "Oh, I caught you guys when you're all gathered together." Now that's starting to make me think that it's not Grimmjow, because Grimmjow wouldn't know everybody. Grimmjow wouldn't talk like that. Ichigo wouldn't be all chummy if that was Grimmjow. I'm guessing, pretty sure that was his father, and that's the connection with the Zero Division. That was Ichigo's dad, I'm sure, Isshin, that showed up at the very end, and that was probably him that showed up in Hueco Mundo as well. Put my chips on that one. Let me know what you think, though. Based off that little interaction, do you think that was Isshin that showed up in Hueco Mundo and showed up now at the end of the chapter? What do you think is their purpose for bringing Byakuya, Rukia, and I keep forgetting Renji to there, but not Kenpachi? Like, come on, man, don't let Kenpachi die. How dare you guys? And all in all, what do you think of the Zero Division so far? To me, I think they're pretty chill. They're not like amazing. A lot of people thought that they were gonna just be these royal freaking gold horse carrying guys, but they're pretty chill. They're just like people that were captains at one point and moved on up, and they stood the same. So kind of cool. Can't wait to see Hiyori's interaction eventually with Kitty. I'll see her say, "Oh, I miss you so much," even though apparently she's gained a lot of weight since they last talked, so maybe she won't even recognize her. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you can't wait to see what's going to happen next, because this chapter was actually really freaking interesting, and kept my attention the entire time, actually analyzing everything and seeing what's going on and whatnot, because Kubo put a lot into this. I'm Funevel World, and as always, people, have an awesome day.